So look at line 10, where we're trying to set parent elements for progress L. Did you guys see that happen? Hello, no one is saying anything again. Hannah,
No, I can't see anything.
is it that you can't see the screen?
I can see now.
So these two lines, did you see them when they happened?
No, I haven't seen it.
All right. So elements, creating elements. We went with document.create elements, right? So to get the when you create these elements, you will find out that it doesn't exist in your HTML. It's not going to be anywhere. If you look around, inspect it yourself, you won't see it until you append that element to some parent element, whether to document.body, which you know is the body, or you pick a particular element and append. So one of those one of those kinds of things, and then you finally see your element in there. So if without appending the element, aside from you not seeing the element showing up in your HTML, when you like console log it and go to check it out, in its properties, parent element parent node will show as null. So I wondered for a bit, what if you could skip appending child and just straight up set parent element and parent node of the element you just created? But it turns out that these two properties aren't just regular properties. They're actually getters. And you remember getters from when we did classes. Getters are actually functions. They are formatted in that getter way, so they look like properties, but they're actually functions. So you can't change them anymore. So we can't use this hack to make something happen. You have to use append child to attach your newly created elements to somewhere in your document body or something like that. Anyway, so that's that. I also tried, here we did document.create elements. And I also tried, let's say, picking text container, for example, and trying to use the create element method on it, but it doesn't have the create element method. So you have to use document.create element. You can't pick a random element.create element. Okay. So something else came to my mind just now. You see append child. We appended the text container, right? And this is text container. It just has this and some p tags. So let's go see what appending looks like. Like how does it change? Um, this is the progress element that got appended. So let's go see. This is text container. And at the end of text container, we have this new element at the bottom. So that means it's kind of like inner HTML, right? It's like saying text container.inner HTML plus equals this new element. And we suddenly had that. So that means you shouldn't be able to append a child to items that don't have an inner HTML. Like say image tag, img tag, for example. So let's try that out. Let's create a random image and now for that, yeah, I think these two networks just planned that today will not be fun. So let me let's have to say. Okay, so once again we get this image rather than appending, let's append to I think these are showing up because of the link I added. That's troublesome. Okay, so the progress element. So let's go look at parents. That but it's not showing up. Like these were. Is it because it's not showing? Mm, okay then. Try something. This is feel like I see something. Yes, there are images here. Let's try this one. Okay, so we have the image showing up. It's still not showing up. So this means that append elements to items or rather elements that syntax is possible, but you just won't see your elements. Because so that's fine. We'll just keep that in mind and move on. So now that we've seen how to append elements, children elements from parent nodes. So after creating an HTML, we may want to remove elements as we see fit, and we can use the remove child method, similar to the append child, but remove child. Okay, so as we have seen in previous sections, there is a better way to eliminate all the inner HTML. Okay, so they did this UL, got all the LIs in them by one with a loop. But as you've seen previously, the better way to eliminate all of a parent element is just using the inner HTML property and setting that to empty string. So you're clearing everything. But if you're picking things one by one, then yeah, remove child is great for you. So yeah, what we're going to do to test out remove child, we're going to pick one children, like this is a ball or hello world from text container, and remove it. So I think I'll remove this image that served its use, that served its purpose. So const, which one are we going to remove? Let's use this opportunity to look at some other properties of some of these getting things, getting other elements. So we have text container as a variable. Now there is a method for getting a the children of an element. Now let's say text container dot this. So text container dot children that this is an HTML collection. One like this. So progress L, let's also second text and see what it is. So yeah, just some random text is not an element. A bunch of things. Sorry, a bunch of text. First child, second child, third child, and now we have fourth child with this. But yeah, something to keep in mind. Uh, so console.log show text container dot. Okay. So at this point they were just in text container. Now at this point, progress L to text container, you may want there will now be an extra. There wouldn't be okay. You can just add children again. So children was defined here, but later on I added this child. We appended this progress of text container now, but because this said before this appending happened. However, if here we did here I did you see that this will that's the thing. That's the browser is being as that you can see these children but by the time all these things show up, Browser console kind of updates itself. And that may not be JavaScript code is actually being run by the. It's safer to assume it have existed at this point in time. Will be three things. Later on, that's when there will be something. From the context. But I want it to happen. So let's say container dot remove second text. So yeah, this was supposed to be in some set seconds. So we've got second text. Yeah, and it went to this is the other one is showing 4. This update is kind of a deception. Go away. So that is creating appendix. Because you can also manipulate the inner HTML of items as you see fit. That would also create, append, and remove elements. It's just a kind of rougher way, but a smoother way, especially if you are removing or setting something. There are some troubles with using that, adjusting the inner HTML of something. There's some troubles that come along with that. So let's try to see that. The one thing I've noticed is that setting event listener function is problematic when you're usually kind of problematic. So this is what I mean. I don't think it is. Oh, it still is. Okay, I didn't do it here. So anyway, one advantage that we can see using inner HTML is that you can very easily, so complicated, right, and attach it to something else. And that's going to be stressful because science classes to it, create this image, ALT, this class to it. So this div. Then you create this div, create these classes. After this one, you append it to this one. You can see the sheer number of elements that are here. 1. Imagine how many you give it the necessary attributes, content, or what. Create the next one. Create append. It is let's see if I can. So you have again inner HTML plus equals. Okay. Let's have these two. One. A button element. And say const remove. It's going to be remove text container dot remove child. So we're going to eventually happen now. So, event listeners are their function of the window, and then run when they're setting a hell of a lot of them. If you're going through the attributes of it, start with on. For example, about on animation and on this, on that. Those are so on drag. One element, meaning somebody can click on it and move it around. So that becomes an event. Yeah. For on drag, then whenever the element gets dragged, that event will be function you added there would run. Okay. On focus is a nice one. Right? Focus is when you use tab to navigate to the elements, or you click on it, you are giving it focus. So the focus event, we're just going to use one of the most used events, which is on click. So, on click, the pointing device button has been pressed and released on an element. And that. So on click is going to be equal to, all attributes, they're all quotes. So we're going to put a function in here, remove second text. Like that. I'm just going to say remove second text. So we've got the button over here. By clicking it, the context is not defined. Let me see. Remove second text. So once it and nothing really happens. It's very troublesome trying to attach to this thing. Because even if you can, okay, this in some, sorry, let me go find something. I feel like it's this one. Click me, right? Your name alert. Yeah, this was okay. Okay. Let's just run this go live and see how it is. So clicking any of these, I think yeah, it's a button. Click me, drops this alert that says something like that for everybody. Okay. On okay, we've got this on click showing. Second text is not defined. I always have this trouble with this, so I don't click this way. Let me add button is equal to document dot create think network is seriously playing with me. Okay, you can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so yes, she's right. This button was added. Remove second text. Okay. This is the button. It was created, document or create element button. We gave it this onClick attribute with this value. This function. What the function does is text container dot remove child second text. Okay.
But I want to ask a question. Sorry, this button that you created, will it just be on the page like that without having a parent div or anything?
No, this line takes care of that. Text container
Which
dot
one?
append child button.
Okay, please, maybe you go through that append child again. I don't think I got that part, that one.
So let me remove the append child. I mentioned at some point earlier, if you create an element, you can begin to add some things, text content, add attributes to it as you feel like. But the element will simply exist, when I call it in limbo. It will not show up on your page. So I've removed the append child. Let's go check it out. See, the button is not there. So it's when
What is that thing that is? What is that thing that is moving?
Progress. Progress.
Where did you put the pro? I've always been on that button since morning. No.
Okay, wait. This your progress. Did you write it as a tag or you? Okay.
See it here. Progress.
Okay, progress is a tag.
This thing was messing around.
What do you use it to do?
Progress.
Okay, I think people have done many things before I joined. I really I started understanding.
The element was created here, progress, right? And just appended it to text container. So let's do make it make sense.
Wait, this progress, so is it wait, this your progress L was just a variable, right?
Yeah, it's a variable. When you use create element, it creates the element.
Okay, this progress now is the element. This progress on line 10 inside is the element, and that thing can be H1.
Yeah, this is just an element tag. So it can be H1, span, any.
But it must be a valid tag.
Yeah, it must be a valid.
Noted. Okay. Okay, continue. I think.
So let me say value is 4. L dot max. Clean that.
Please, I cannot see this screen again.
You can hear me again.
Okay.
Okay, I'm seeing it now.
Yeah, this is more like it. Does this make sense now?
Something like that.
It's just progress. So I said the max should be 5.
Why is the progress now full? Why is it full now?
Now let's do this one. See now, this is these two things I set. Progress has a value attribute, has a max attribute. So I said the max is 5, the value is 4. If I change this max to 10, it's like 4 over 5, 80%. That's why you see that.
Okay.
So you would see looking. see it on the page. So with this now, you see the button. And you remember this function that was on it? This onClick. So that means every time you click the button, this thing will run. So text container.remove child. For the set context, hello world should go away. Yeah, again, and that's why we see this. So at this point, anymore, it's no longer a child of that node, so you get this. Essentially, we're done for today. Since we have time, it's very create a div container on an HTML document. 1 to 100. 1 to 100 numbers dynamically and append to the content. Even numbers background should be green, odd numbers yellow, prime numbers red. Hannah. Where is Hannah? Me too. You now agree to unmute yourself. Hannah, how would you start?
If you want to ask me any question, I'm muted. Bye-bye.
Auntie, how will you answer this thing? Great. And a div contains 1 to 100 inside. And
that is not that thing. They say create 100 to 100 numbers.
Don't mind them. Don't mind the guy. Don't mind the guy. It's one to.
It's okay. 1 to 100 numbers.
Yeah.
Dynamically.
So, and them to your div. Append them to your div container. Colors. Even numbers should be green. Odd numbers should be yellow. Prime number. It's straightforward, is it not? With to do this. So at least, what do you think the steps you would take to achieve this with this code? Like, you need to do this, you need to do that.
They say you should create a div. That's so it's div that we first of all create first.
Wait, let Hannah talk because this is the easiest part of it.
Okay, it's Hannah. Okay.
Yes, Hannah. Okay, Jojo, carry on.
Okay. They say you should create it. So you put a div container. Then they say you should create 1 to 100 dynamically. Yeah. So that one will be a for loop.
Okay.
That's for I'm thinking that I will create a for loop. I will not say that it should be my I will be 0, will be 1, then my I will be less than 101. Yeah. Then I will not this is an append to the div container. Okay, see after you have done that, you should attach this your 1 to 100, Abi, to the div container, right?
Yeah.
the reason why I will not like this append I think I will go through it again, but I'm thinking that I'm going to attach all this. I want to put the 1 to 100 inside the div container that I created. Is that not what they said?
Yeah. So essentially, this 1 to 100, they will not just be numbers. They will actually be some elements, maybe divs as well, maybe span or p tag. So it's like you create a p tag element. You put this number inside. You give it whatever class you need to give it so that it will have one of these colors, green, yellow, red, and then you append it. Like depending on whether it's an even, odd, or prime number, then you append it to
the truth is, I don't know how. Maybe I will go through this append.
No. We're doing this now.
Okay, we're doing it now. Okay, no problem. Because if that's the case, then let us go to our VS Code now and create the div.
Hello, Copper. How are you doing? Is it Auntie Copper or Uncle Copper?
But how will you now put if you say, okay, you are choosing a paragraph and you say you want to put all the value of I inside the paragraph, I'm thinking.
Okay, so let me get the HTML part done for you.
Okay.
Right? We're going to have a div, call it numbers. Maybe numbers container. Yeah, numbers container. So you're going to get this numbers container in your JavaScript as the container where you'll be putting in the numbers. Okay. So I'll add these two stylings, or these few stylings for you. So we have the numbers container, and we want it to be, sorry. So you see writing tailwind in here. Width will be 90%. Margin, let's call it 40 px auto. Display will be grid, because grid is nice for this kind of thing. Let's say gap will be 1 px. Grids, templates, columns. Yeah, I'm just going to make it repeat. I think is it a number that comes?
2, 1 FR.
Okay, is the number of repeats that comes first? Okay, so 10. Since there are going to be 100 numbers, we can have them rows of 10, columns of 10. So 1 to 10 on a line like that. So this will be the columns. The rows will adjust themselves. Yeah, so this is nice. So that means as we are throwing the numbers, they will be happening smoothly like that. Okay, so let's say dot number container dot red. So if you have any class, any item that has this class red inside number container,
color
it's
red.
going to have instead of color, is it color they said or background? I feel like it's background. Yeah, it's background they said. Background. So background should be red. Color would be what's if? Color should be white, because white goes well on a red background. What are the other ones? Yellow and green. Green, white shows well on green too. It's yellow that we need to make the color black. So here I'm just going to describe font size and all that. So font size, I don't know, maybe 20, 28 might be big. Let's say 20px for now. Line height 40px. Or let's still leave it as 20. So what we'll do is width is going to be 100% because the grid is going to determine the width. So let's take 100% and have this instead, display grids, place items. So yeah, a lot of times, even though you are trying to use JavaScript to do something, you still have to do some serious HTML and CSS work to make the whole thing fine. Yeah, place item center. That kind of means we should give it a height. Do we say 40? Let's try 40. 40px. So this is green. Black. So, Jojo, are you following what's going on so far?
What I only understand is that you created inside that your number container, that's three divs, and you are styling them.
No, not divs, just classes. The
classes, okay.
Numbers container is still empty.
Okay.
I've been writing number container. Supposed to be numbers container. So I have numbers container. Where is numbers container? Yeah, this is it. The width is going to be 90%. All these, are there any issues with these ones? This is the container that will have the numbers. The display is
no,
going to
I
be
don't
green.
have a problem. I don't have a problem with them.
What about this
then
one?
That other one that you wrote dot number, that one is just a class, but
Yeah,
you don't have,
class.
it's not a div. It's not a div.
It doesn't have to be a div, as long as the
okay, I'm listening.
Class to have this.
Okay, I'm listening. Okay.
All right. So
I'm
just
listening.
for an experiment, I'm going to put these three inside. So let's say p dot 1 is an odd number, right? It's not really prime. It's just odd. Odd numbers should be yellow, prime, red, even. So p dot number dot. I think now that I think about it, it will be better to give them these class names instead. Even is green, odd is yellow, prime is red. Even is green. So this will be even. Odd is red. Prime is yellow. I mix it up. Prime is red. Okay. So this is better. If you give any number the class prime, it will have a background red color or white. If you give it the class even, it will have background green. So 1 is an this will be 3. Let's add one more. So 4 is a 3 prime numbers. Hello, Jojo, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Does this make things clearer?
Yes, I understand what you did. But what I did not go back, let me see your JavaScript.
JavaScript is you that will do it. I'm just setting up the stage with HTML and CSS.
But so see, when you put okay, you are the one that puts prime. Okay, I get.
Yeah, I'm the one that put this. So essentially, we are going to and each time.
Eddie, I cannot hear you again. I can hear you now. You said each time.
Okay, you look from 1 to 100, and you know I will keep changing each time now.
Yes.
But the current value of I, is it a prime or even or odd? Okay. Each in your loop, let's just write this here. Generating numbers. So, let's say lay some groundwork. And CSS. Lay some groundwork in HTML and CSS. That's creating the numbers container and those classes in CSS. Those are the groundwork. We've done those. So over here now, you're going to loop from 1 to 100. And each time create a p tag, or let's say p element, and add the number class. Let me put this in quotes so you know it's number. I mean, like here, this number class. This is what we'll give it font size and all that. Add the number class to it. Okay, so check the current value in the loop and decide if it is prime, even, or odd, and add the appropriate, I think we need to break this. And add the appropriate your p element. So append p numbers. Okay. That's it. Of these, problem.
I'm thinking about the steps.
Okay, so see what we're going to do. There are Uncle NYC, Abi Auntie NYC. Can you
You said?
is the person my NYC person?
Which NYC person?
Check the members list. There's somebody named. I think this is about the most problematic thing with this link.
You said?
Everything is fixed. This link that we're using
For the class.
Yeah, this meet link. No,
The meeting link.
that are naturally get kicked out. Okay. Anyhow, I see mostly 3 people. Hannah, are you here?
Yeah.
Yeah, here. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to write a loop that goes from 1 to 100. Bashir, I trust him. So he's going to write a function that will check if a number is prime, even or odd. And what's it called? Return either of these 3 strings, whichever one is appropriate. And Jojo is going to do the rest. She's going to create the P element and the number class. Whichever of these 3 classes should be added using Bashir's function and append that P element to numbers container. Okay? You guys are going to do this thing. So can you start? Let's call this, let's make this a function. Up to you. And now we have 14 minutes left. For loop from.
Okay. 4.
Yeah, 4.
Bracket. Let I.
Let I
Equals 1. I less than 101. Then I plus plus.
All right, we have our loop. We can also do it inside too. So Bashir, we need it later on.
Yes, what did you say I should do again?
We're going to create a function that will check a number. It will just take a number and check is it prime, even or odd. Remember, it has.
But we already have the function.
Where is the function?
Okay, from my understanding of prime, I know that if any number that if you divide by 2 and you get 0. So
anyhow, you're just going to check. Is it prime, even or odd? And then you return, if it's prime, you return the string prime. If it's even, you return even. If it's odd, you return odd. Do you understand?
Function is prime.
Okay. It's prime.
Let's give it another. So if did I or am I not
Yeah, if
n n divided by triple equals 0.
n divided by triple equals to
N divided by 2.
okay, n divided by 2.
It's modulus. It's not the remainder that you want.
Sorry, not divided now. It's modulus. Yes, you're right. Thank you. If the remainder, is equals to 0,
Is equal to 0.
I return equal to the log.
No return.
Return prime, Abi. Prime.
Okay.
Else.
Basha, that okay, let me not say anything. That thing is even now. It's even that have that condition that you just did now.
Oh. Sorry. Yes, even. That line 49 should be even.
Return even, no?
Return even.
Return even.
If n else if
Okay, so let me be number class.
okay.
Yeah. So we're going to do this if is prime n return prime. Else if n modulus 2 is equal to 0 even.
What's your condition for that line 40 is prime? Okay, is that what?
We're going to be.
Okay, that thing. Wait, sorry, let me ask one question. This 48 now is prime. You just if it's a prime number, it will just return by itself. Not that you write any condition.
It won't just work. We need to create prime.
Okay.
So it's prime. I can't remember if there's another way. Let's go with the brute force way. First of all, if n is
less than or equal to 1.
Yeah. If n is less than or equal to 2,
okay, right,
return false because
yes, return false.
No. 2 is actually a prime number.
It's only one that is not a prime number.
less than 2, return false. Else n is equal to 2, return true. Else this one wasn't really necessary. There's a nicer
Can't we do n, then look through n and the iteration of I, then return true?
return true. Okay, so I would start as 2. I is less than math dot square root n. Yeah, because once it passes the square root, there's no point checking anymore. If n modulus I is equal to 0.
That thing you wrote is 1.
This I and 1 thing is a serious issue. Equals to 0. False is equal to false. And return results. 2 makes me wary. Do we start? We start from 2.
Why the square root?
Square root.
Did you hear me? I said why the square root?
Okay, the square root is there because, yeah, sure, the real brute force will be every number between 1 and the square root, right? But once you pass the square root of that number, I don't know how to put it.
The B prime number is how do they say, numbers divisible by 1 and itself. Is that prime number?
Yes.
19. Okay, let's pick a smaller number. Let's say 9, for example.
9 is not a prime number.
Okay, 7.
7 is
better.
2, 3, 5.
11. What's the square root of 11?
Okay.
It will be 3 point something, right?
Yes, square root.
It's not square root.
Yeah, but it's 3 point something because it's greater than 9 and less than 16.
Okay, so okay.
There's a reason for this square. I'm trying to remember the reasoning behind it. Okay, I can't remember the reason, so I can't justify this one right now. So let's leave it as n. I is less than n. I starts from 2 and it's less than n. But now, less than 2 return false. So what if n is 2? Will this thing actually let me test this for a moment. And 60. We have true, true, and false.
So it worked. It's you.
Okay. I get why it worked.
Why?
I was worried about from 2. And we know that, 2 over 2 modulus 2 is actually equal to 0. But it worked because of this. I less. So I starts from 2, but 2 is not less than 2. So this loop won't run for 2. Anyway, this does work. So we have our prime checker. We can just even leaving it outside, so it's still okay. True or false and all that. So the reason why we're checking for prime first is because of 2. Because if you check for even first, then 2 would return even. And that will be a problem. So we check for prime first, then even and odd. Okay. So now, is going to be create a P element, give it this class, number, and number class. Like you call this function, it's going to return 1. Okay. Once you give it those 2 classes, you append that element to numbers container.
So it's my turn now, but I'm thinking.
Yes, it's your turn. See creating of elements here.
Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, let us create now. Let me look at my side first. Don't give me the step for my own first. That one that you commented.
Let's say split left.
Yes, let's see the.
Okay, so see it.
Okay. You said I should.
Sorry, can I come in?
Check. You want to come in? Please come in. No.
Just want to say something about
Please, what's your name first? Oh, please, what's your name? I don't.
You can call me Papa.
I didn't get that.
You can call me Papa.
I didn't get that, but continue, Sha.
Copper. He said copper.
Hey, they want me, Abi. I know how. Continue.
All right. So you can wrap. This sounds like Tony. Editor.
Yeah, it does.
So you would have to always, enter a new line when you break your. You can make your text wrap. Like when it gets a particular view width, the text
Okay,
will just follow to the next.
Yes.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, do you want to do that?
It's already done.
No, like instead of you having to move to another line, it should just happen.
See it now, it's happening
Oh, it's working already. Oh,
on
okay,
this side.
okay. Yeah, I can see that. No problem.
Yeah. I looked you out here long ago. You call yourself Copper. Nonsense. Just
So let me continue now. You will now create so you create a variable.
okay. What do we call that variable?
Maybe we'll call it create a p element. Let me say paragraph. Let me just say paragraph.
All right.
Please
Paragraph.
let me see let me see the syntax of to create again, please.
Okay.
To create okay, document dot create element p. You now put p tag inside. P, yes.
All right. What else are you doing to it?
Then wait, let me see my step again. Let me go to my step. Sorry. Now said, okay, create a p element and add the number class to it. So add the number class to that p tag. I think. Please let me see the code line that I'll copy it from there.
Think about it. Think about it. If you have an element, how do you add a class?
I will do class list now.
So do it now. What's the element first of all?
The element is p now. I will say paragraph p.
All right.
Dot class list.
Class list. Dot what?
Dot add.
Dot add. So what are you adding?
The class name now.
What's
Number.
the class name? Yeah, number.
What is
anything else you're adding to class list?
The value of the. Let me see the.
Yeah,
check
prime, even or odd. So
check
given that
the current
this
value.
function, okay.
I will put that function of that will be checking. That function that we want to be checking.
Okay, how would you put it?
I'm just inside that number. Do comma. I don't know.
Okay.
Then now put the name of that function.
Okay, number class.
What is that what we call the function name?
Yeah, see, number class.
Okay. Then you now call it now. Call it.
Okay, call it.
Then inside that number now,
Yeah.
how are we going to be putting n now? Because we need to put the value of n. And n will be changing.
Yes.
Wait, let me see your function. I'm just trying to use it by brain. Let me see that your function. Let me just see what will be changing before we got to that place.
Maybe we cannot do if n modulus 2 equals then paragraph dot.
No, everything.
So we've already put it inside the function.
We just need to call number class and give it a number and to tell you whether it's prime, even or odd.
But you should not forget that. See, you should not forget that we want to put. Okay, wait. And you will put n now. Put the n.
Well, but I should write n. But this function doesn't have n. This loop doesn't have n. There's no n anywhere here.
Put I inside. Put I inside.
Okay. So what's this?
Yeah, well, let me think. Okay. Let me go and check the step. Said check the current value in the loop and decide if it's a variable, and add the appropriate class to your P element. We have added the class. And add the appropriate class to your P element. Append the P elements to the numbers container. This is where we need to append.
Yeah, by the way, I forgot. Let me go remove this. Numbers container should be empty at the beginning.
Let me see that your formula that they used to append first. That place that we just show me. Okay, test container dot append child button. So this one will be our test container now will be paragraph. No. We are appending the P tag. Okay, what we'll do now, we want to append.
Yeah.
We'll now do what's the name of that div? What's the name of the div?
Well, the class name is numbers container, but it has not been gotten as a variable here in JavaScript.
Okay. So when I say let's say if I want to even give it a variable, let's say let number div. Yeah, let me put num div be equal to number. Call the name of that class container.
Numbers container.
So
Like this?
yes. So now say that. So now we now say that num div dot append child. We now put P.
P.
The child is the paragraph now.
Are you sure it's P?
It's P tag. I'm coming, let me think. I bet anybody that knows should help me. Oh, I don't know again. Oh,
Over here,
I think
you see, button was a variable. We just did document.createElement button and assigned it to button. So when you're appending child, it's this element variable you're appending, not the tag name.
Paragraph.
Yeah, so
okay, paragraph. Say paragraph.
And that's one thing. Another one is this one. You're trying to get the numbers container element as a variable. This is how we do it in JS.
Please, anybody that knows should to help me. Oh.
This one, we've done it plenty of times now. What are the ways you can get something as a variable?
Document dot get element.
Okay, dot ID dot
Forgotten
class.
down.
Okay, I've forgotten. No, document dot query selector dot.
Okay, document.query selector.
Then you now use use
So
dot
reason-
notation for the class.
Yeah, I added a dot. Yeah, the dot in there. All right. So we have numdiv. I raised it out of the for loop so that I will just get it once and be using it multiple times. Like that, like that, like that. Okay. So what's left is just to call our function. And what does it call it? Generate 1 to 100.
I think I saw something like random something.
Okay. Random. Where did you say random? Okay, Jojo, we have done it though, but we missed something. I think my
Not the,
pseudocode too missed something. Can you tell what we missed?
we did not put the number inside the
Yes.
but the PP. Not put the number inside.
Yes, we didn't put the number. So let me add
So how do we now put
this pseudocode here. Okay, add the current value as a text content with the element. So you could use text content, you can use inner text or inner HTML. It's just one little number you're putting inside. So either way works.
and that one will not be difficult now.
Yeah, it's not at all.
And so we'll do paragraph dot text content open brackets what you want to put inside.
No.
My gotten
Open bracket is for methods. This is a property.
Okay. It will now be like an object.
No.
Forgotten it.
How do you set a property?
We did this thing yesterday.
Yeah, and besides, paragraph the text content means text content is a property inside an object. How do you set a property inside an object?
And you will create an object now.
How do I explain this again? If I say L is equal to this, let's say location is ABJ. How do I add name to Eddie? If I say Eddie dot name, how do I say equals to?
Yes, it's equal to yes, Q, yes.
This is how you add a property or set a property. You can also do that here.
So it will now be paragraph the text content is equal to. Then you now put your. It's equal to. What you're going to put is I. It's I that should be there. Yes.
Alright. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3 to 100. And it looks nice, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But honestly, if you did not explain it the way, it's just that the things there in my head, but it's just jamming. If it's not by the way you are explaining it, breaking it down, I know what to do.
Yeah. So the next time, you've already seen the process being broken. Some other time, hopefully you'll be able to break it down yourself. So was it difficult?
No, it was not difficult. What I just understood is that you need to write your pseudocode clearly. No, don't miss any step. Then follow it. because with that everybody was able to do their own. But
Yeah.
the only thing that I think I did not still get is that prime number part when you were trying to.
Yes, I think that prime number.
I'm just cramming it based on what you just did now. I'm just cramming it. It's not like I know it. You get.
Okay.
I will just cram it like that. That's how to get
Okay.
it.
Okay. So let's just do that one small. For prime number, it's straightforward, right? Prime numbers are numbers that can only be completely divided by one and themselves. So no other number should be able to divide them, right? So we are knocking off. We're starting from 2 in this check. We're knocking off anything less than 2 because 1 is not a prime number, 0 is not a prime number. All negative numbers are not prime numbers. 2 is the first prime number. So that means if you pass in any number that is less than 2, it's automatically not a prime number. Is this one clear?
I get it.
Okay. So now we start with, what's that principle? Innocent until proven guilty. So we assume that it's prime, first of all. That's what results through means. Assuming it's prime, we want to use this loop to disprove the fact that it's prime. So anyway, somewhere in here, if it's not prime, the result is going to become false, and that's that. So at the end, we return results, whether it's true or false. That one, no issue. So the real issue is the loop. Now, we said a prime number can only be divided completely by 1 and itself, meaning there's no point starting this loop from 1 or 0. We need to start from 2 because 2 is the first number that we can use to be checking each one to see whether it can be divided by something else. So we start from 2, and again, just like how we started from 2, we're going to stop before n. If the number is 11, for example, we start checking from 2 and we stop at 10. That one, no problem, Abi.
Okay, yes.
And as usual, you just I plus plus. So now, if
Get.
your number 11 divided by whatever value of I has no remainder, that's what this means. Divide the number you are checking by whatever value your loop is at, and it's a perfect division. There's no remainder. That means it is not prime. So result is false. And once the result is false, no need continuing the loop. You break, stop the loop, and return the result. So this is the
Yes,
most
coming.
straightforward. This
Nobody's
is the
here.
most straightforward prime number checker. There's a little something people do here. I think it's that square root that makes the thing even shorter. But I can't remember the reason for the square root. That's why I removed it. But now that we're here, now that we've seen that this works, let's try it again and see whether adding the square root is going to spoil anything. I remember that there was a reason for the square root. Somebody explained it sometime, but I've forgotten that explanation. So mark dot square root. Oh, it's spoiled. It's not working. 4 is marked as prime number. 55 too. Okay, so it wasn't square root. Then it doesn't mean half. Okay, maybe it wasn't square root, it was half. I less than n over 2. That's still not working. Still getting 4 as a prime number.
Maybe round it down or floor it or something.
Or floor it. Okay. The 4 is still showing. Seal. No, it's still there. So that means I must have been mixing it up with some other function.
No,
So
I
let's
think
leave it.
you're correct. I think I was in that class.
Anyhow, it's something I'll have to go and check on later. But I remember there was some kind of shortcut somebody did to this part. They explained it that once you go past that particular value, there's no point checking the other ones, whether like trying to divide by those other ones.
No, what they said was that before you can even check for the number, if it's a prime number, divide the number first by 2. Immediately you pass half. That's what you are trying to explain.
But even then, this checker will still take care of that, because if it's an even number, is to divide by 2. The first I is 2, so n modulus 2 will be equal to 0. Result will be equal to false, it will break. So for even numbers, no need to worry about that. This loop will only run for one iteration. It won't pass that.
So if it's an if it's
an
odd,
does work for now. Yeah, if it's an odd
it's
number,
working
then
but you know that this formula for correct.
This formula for
not correct, because if you check the chart now, go and listen. Should they say that it's all the yellow ones that are prime?
No, yellow is odd.
Okay, which one is prime? Red.
Is red.
Okay, red is prime. Okay. It's correct now. Red is prime. Is correct too.
2, 3, yeah, it's correct. It's when I was trying to do those additions to the function that it was breaking.
Okay, let's go back again. Let me see how you got this. What's your function for this? Your condition for this? Your prime. I think I've forgotten.
Okay, look at it. Number class n. So prime is more important than whether it is even or odd. So we start with prime.
What do you write as? Go to its prime function. The function that this is prime. Okay, that's what you're trying to get. Sorry.
Yeah, it returns.
I got the first part. So if it's less than 2, Abi, if n is less than 2, to return true.
Yeah.
Abi?
No, return false. It is not a prime number. Any number less than 2 is not prime, because negative numbers are not prime.
Okay, return false.
1 is not prime. So
okay, return false. Then let result be true. Is that what I'm trying to? Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like innocent until proven guilty. So we assume the number is prime until we can prove it's not prime. So result is equal to true. It's just a variable. Result at the end of the day, we're going to return that variable. So we're starting it off as true, so that if this loop runs to the end and we never met this situation, then it's going to remain as true, and we return the true like that.
So if it's an odd number, now maybe something like 9, I'm giving an example. You go and check. Is 9 less than? I'm trying to understand. You know, I is starting from 2, so we'll go and check. Okay. Is 2 less than 9?
Okay, let's do this. Don't worry, let's do this. What else do we need to log now that will make sense? No, no need for n. It's I that we want to know. N modulus I. What else? I think like this is enough. Yeah, I think this is fine. So let's do it's prime logs. Pick a number. You picked 9
9. I
before.
picked 9. Yes.
Okay, so we started from 2. I is 2. Remainder is
Yes.
1.
Yes.
No problem. It went to 3. Remainder became 0 because 9. So you get this 9 is not prime because it can be wholly divided by 3. So you want to try another number? Let's try a number that is actually prime. Let's say 7.
7.
Right. We start from 2, remainder is 1, 3, remainder is 1, 4, remainder is 3, 5, remainder is 2, 6, remainder is 1. So this is actually a prime number. It stood the test of time. So it's 7. We start from 2, we get to just before 7. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of them have remainders. So it is prime.
I could do.
Yeah, also.
Okay. Now, I feel that formula about dividing n by 2,
Yeah.
like for the prime circle, is actually correct. Because once I get to, once I
Okay, it was
value the
equal to,
number
right?
above half of n,
It was equal
less
to,
than
less than or equal to.
n divided by 2, yes? This thing we talk
Yeah, it's
2 for
equal to,
4
less than or equal to.
because half of 2 is a time.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Okay, it's working now, yeah?
Wait, I didn't change it in the right place.
Okay. What I'm saying is this, because once it gets to like 2, once it gets to 2 for 4, it will return 2 because you've already asserted that 2 is prime number and 2 is also an even number. So those two traits can exist. If you see that if you change it to n over 2, it's only 4 that will be wrong. The rest are going to be correct.
Yeah, it
Because
was
half
the
of
equal to I
4
was
is
missing.
2.
Yeah, it's equal to. Once I added the equal to.
If you had added equal to, it would have changed, yeah?
Yeah. No, like
Alright.
I is less than or equal to n over 2. This works.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. The reason for the n over 2 is that it's complete division we're looking for, like whole division. Okay. So if you pick any number, for example, say 60. If you divide 60 by a number that is greater than half of itself, let's say 31, for example, you will get 1 point something. Okay, like it will not be equal to 2 again. So that means any number above half of it, 35, 42, you are going to be getting 1 point something, 1 point something, never 2. 2 is the biggest, what do you call it? Is it dividend they call it now? That you can hope to get. Like the biggest whole number gotten from a division you can hope to get to make a number not to be prime. So once you pass half of that number and you have still not gotten prime, you have still not gotten a whole division, it's pointless to check anymore. Like 61, for example, half of 61 is 30.5. So anything bigger than 30.5 is a waste. 31 is going to give you something less than 2. So the next whole number below 2 is 1. And the only way you're getting 1 is by dividing by the number itself. 61 over 61, you get 1. So that means everything in between half of the number and the number itself is going to definitely give you a decimal. So since we're looking for, whole division that gives a remainder of 0, you can't get it in between half of the number and the number itself. And so that other half is cut off. So that means if you're checking larger numbers, you can cut your search in half. Because if you're checking a large prime number, like say 1,100 and I don't know if 1,113 is a prime number, but imagine it is. That means you would stop at 550 something. Yeah, you save yourself a lot of operations.
Okay, Leo, I have a question.
Yeah.
What's the implication of using this? So is it that it stops it from being kind of thing, whereby the thing stops halfway, like instead of going through to the end of the whole service. Does it like help? Yeah.
Like that.
Hello?
What's the point of doing something like that, you're asking?
Yeah, like, is it like stopping it from still being a normal linear whatever solution? Does it help the performance?
No. In terms of complexity, time complexity, it's not going to really change it that much. But all the same, it's still going to save you some time for larger operations. It's true that O of n, mostly things that are on the same n level, like say this one is 2n and the other one is 5n, we don't really rate them so differently. We still consider them the same. But at the end of the day, 2n and n is still better than 2n.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. For smaller numbers like this, you probably will not see much of a difference, but imagine a prime number that is in billion. Yeah. Half of it is still a very sizable amount. So cutting off that number of operations because they are useless to check, as we've seen, it's actually useless to check them out. It's quite a win. Okay, so we've already gone 2 minutes.